Sup nation, September 21st, my name is Philip Defranco and let's get you filled in. The first thing I want to talk about today is I think it's pretty much understood that politics in the United States pretty much a clown car. But after seeing this news today, the political scandals in the United States are nothing but vanilla. And the reason I say that is the big political scandal in the UK right now is, and I'm not lying, the new book by Lord Ashcroft alleges that the Prime Minister, David Cameron, had sex with a dead pig. I know, it's crazy, right? I mean, I would say you can't script stuff like this, but this is actually very similar to a Black Mirror episode. Side note, if you haven't watched Black Mirror, watch it. It's on Netflix. It's great. What? The book claims that this happened during Cameron's college years, and that the big thing to note is that the source that's saying this stuff is unnamed. So while 95% of my brain says this probably didn't happen, someone probably doesn't want to get in trouble and they want to smear this guy's name, but the other 5% of my brain thinks, well, this isn't the nastiest thing that ever happened in UK politics, and maybe that person just doesn't want to get in trouble, which you might when you say the Prime Minister inserted himself into the mouth of a dead pig that was in his buddy's lap. And what I will say is, we don't know it's true. It is weird that we live in a time where we go, it could be true, but at the end of the day, you have to remember one thing. Homosexuals are people too. Sorry for that joke. Actually, I'm not. The best thing about this is I don't even care if it's true. The jokes are the best thing. People started reporting David Cameron for spam. That is hilarious. And as far as David Cameron, he says he's not even going to dignify it with a response, which is better than me. If I were in his shoes, I would say, why is Lord Ashcroft being so rude? A dead pig? That's a terrible thing to call your mother. And from there, I want to share some things that I love today, and Today in Awesome, sponsored by DefrancoFree.com and DefrancoMillions.com. If you're even remotely into sports, especially football, I highly recommend you go to those links. At DeFranco Millions, there's $7 million up for grabs with fantasy football this weekend, or if you're broke as a joke and maybe just want to test things out, go to DeFrancoFree.com where there's $100,000 up for grabs, and it's free to enter. Sign up, play, no entry fee. Week 1, double my money. Week 2, looks like I'm about to break even. Jump on either of those while you have the chance. And the first bit of awesome today is something that I had never seen but only heard about thanks to the podcast This American Life. Back in 2005, before OJ went to jail for all the stuff he got in after the murder trial, he agreed to do a project most likely because he wanted to jump back into the public eye in a positive way, and he filmed a prank pay-per-view called Juiced. As of last month, there was only 100 DVDs of it left, but someone has now uploaded, and it's 1 hour of, oh my god, awkward. Sometimes he's just there when the pranks happen, sometimes he's making obvious references to when he was being pursued by police, then there's these weird interstitials where he's sometimes dressed up like Elvis, and there's naked strippers dancing. One thing I will give it is the pranks do seem more real than 95% of the pranks on YouTube. Then, if you didn't see the opening number of the Emmys last night, I highly recommend it. It was fantastic. I love Andy Samberg. And if you're a Whovian who missed it live, forgot to DVR, and missed a premiere episode of Doctor Who, BBC America did the bro move, put the whole episode up on YouTube for free. I really liked it, and I'm so glad it's back. If you'd like to check out anything I've shared today, talked about today, or maybe our finally bit of awesome, as always, our secret link of the day, trust me, you will like this one. The links, as always, are in the description down below. And now I want to talk about the North Carolina teenager who has been prosecuted for having naked photos of someone on his phone. The teenager is 17-year-old Cormega Copening of Fayetteville, and the naked photos he was prosecuted for were of himself and one of his 16-year-old girlfriend. He was charged with 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a major. 4 counts were for making and possessing 2 naked photos of himself. I mean, that literally, he was listed as the adult perpetrator and the minor victim on the warrant. The 5th count was for possessing naked photos of a 16-year-old girlfriend. The whole situation is crazy for several reasons. 1, this kid somehow committed felonies against himself, and 2, it's so weird because while it is illegal for him to have a naked picture of his girlfriend on his phone, in the state of North Carolina, because the age of consent is 16, he could 100% legally have sex with that girl but not have a picture of her naked? How weird is that? Also, if you're wondering, yes, the girl was also charged with 2 counts of felonies against herself. But the good news is that neither of them are going to face any jail time for these felonies, but only because they took a plea deal. They both have 1-year probation, during which time they are not allowed to use cell phones. And my final thought on this is it's insane. How has no politician gone, guys, this is dumb, right? Obviously, we don't want to change anything that leads to more child porn or children being exploited, but if you take a picture of your private parts, how is that illegal? Bad idea, yeah. Legal? Why? And then maybe in the you're not as big of a pervert as you think you are news, 46-year-old Christopher Johnson was banned from any location with a slide. The reason being is he is sexually attracted to children's playground equipment and was caught and arrested for simulating a sex act with a slide. And part of me wants to go, well, maybe he was just a drunk guy who got confused, didn't know what happened, but no! This is his second time having sex with a slide-related incident. Because of this related incident, on top of the ban, he is also going to receive sex offender treatment for 18 months and have a rehabilitation activity requirement. Well, there you have it. That fetish that you have, that you keep pushing to the back of your head, maybe it's not that weird. Possibly still weirder, but it just goes to show you just never know. And now let's talk about car news. Last week we talked about GM, and today we're talking about Volkswagen. Over the weekend, the Environmental Protection Agency found out and announced that Volkswagen cheated on their emission tests with nearly 500,000 TDI diesel cars. In the United States, you have to reach certain emission requirements, and what they found was Volkswagen knowingly installed a defeat device in their vehicles that can detect if they are being tested versus normal use, and during the test, they would emit far less than normal. If you're wondering how big of a difference was it really, was it just something to get them below the line? When the defeat device is not active and the car is emitting as normal, it emits 10 to 40 times the legally allowed pollutants. The cars in question are the TDI Volkswagen Golf, Jetta, Beetle, Audi A3 from 2005 to 2015, the 2014 to 2015 Passat. This is a huge scandal. According to experts, there could be billions of dollars in fines, and because this fraud would have had to have been throughout several departments, there might even be criminal prosecutions. They're arguing this could even affect the diesel car industry in general. And where we are today is that even though it was reported by some outlets that there has not been a full recall on any of the 482,000 cars affected, they have stopped selling the affected vehicles. Today, their stock plummeted 23%. Ultimately, a very bad day for Volkswagen, although I doubt it will be their last. One more thing I want to talk about today, and that's our BAM for the day brought to us by the nation. 1ManRemakes is a YouTuber that line for line, semi-shot for shot, remaking Jurassic World in a crazy parody. He plays every part, makes all the backgrounds, films it all in his basement in front of a homemade green screen. A new video comes out every week. It's outlandish, it's just completely bizarre. It's got an Indiegogo active right now, link in the description. When he's done, he's going to release it as a feature-length film. Stay tuned for that. That's actually where I'm going to end today's show. Also, if you're not 100% filled in, posted a brand new vloggity this morning like I do every single day of the week, so go check that out at youtube.com/PhillyD. Maybe subscribe, we got some secret footage. Also, thanks today for the sponsor of today's show, DefrancoFree.com and DefrancoMillions.com. Also, as always, my name is Philip Defranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. You caught me who might not know Henry is Dr. Wu's first name. So where is he?